Hi, this is Brooks at Board Game Cavern, and today we're going to show you how to set up and play Bob Ross' Art of Chill game. Happy little tutorial. The first thing you're going to do is take your easel and set it up so all players can see it. Pick one painting, it doesn't matter, they all work. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and lay this down so you can see it. Next, you'll shuffle the chill cards and put them on the chill card space on the board. Every player is going to pick a palette, and you're going to pick the colors of your palette. You're going to need 3 tiles, and you're going to pick a cube of the same color and put it here on the red. Next, you'll shuffle the techniques cards, and you'll put 4 face up on the board. Then you'll also shuffle the art supply cards and place 4 of them face up on the board. Then you will deal 3 cards to each player, and you're ready to play. On your turn, you're going to perform the following in the following order. You're going to roll the dice, and you're going to perform actions. Now the dice has 4 sides, so if you happen to roll a Bob dice roll, you're going to do 2 things. You're going to reveal the top chill card, which says earn 1 extra chill point if you paint a feature with bright red. So that stays in effect as long as this card is face up. If you pull a card that says when this card is revealed, it's a one-time use. For every Bob rolled on the dice, you're going to advance the Bob mover 1 space over. Now, if a player completes one of these before Bob covers them, they get to score that extra bonus. So if we scored fluffy little clouds before Bob got here, we get an extra chill point. If the die shows a palette, you can play 1 card from your hand onto A or B of your palette. Now, it's worth noting here that these cards have 2 items on them, a brush and a paint color. And for the purposes of the game, you can use either one. They're interchangeable. So if we wanted to play a color on here, we can play one of these colors, or we can play any color, which is obviously the wild card. So we're trying to do happy little trees, so we're going to play sap green. If you roll the plus card side of the dice, you may take 1 art supply card from the top of the deck. And if you roll the open hand, you may take 1 action of your choice, which I'll show you right now. On your turn, you can perform 3 actions. You can perform the same action multiple times, and you can perform them in any order. Here are the 6 actions. Draw an art supply card. Take an art supply card, either from the top of the deck or from those laid out here face up. If you take a face up card, replace it with a card from the top of the deck. You may apply paint from your hand to the palette. However, if you paint 2 or more paints in the same area, those paints are considered mixed and may not be used separately or removed individually. They're mixed together. You may wash your palette for 1 action, which means clear off 1/2 of the palette, which gets rid of mixed colors. For 1 action, you may sweep the art supply cards. If you don't like any of these, you can take them away and put 4 more down. You may use an action to earn a technique card. Technique cards allow you to practice your technique for certain brushes or paints. To earn a technique card, you have to discard 2 cards that match that technique. So if you want sap green, we'd have to discard 2 sap green, or a wild card and a color. In this case, we want the palette knife. So we'd flip this over, we'd play 2 palette knives, and we'd take the palette knife. And now this sits here, and when you score a technique, you immediately replace it. You immediately get 2 chill points, and every time you score a feature with a palette knife, you get an extra chill point. For 1 action, you may also paint a feature. To paint a feature, you will have to collect the colors and the brush pictured and play them together as a group. So if we want to score happy little trees, we would have to play cadmium yellow, Van Dyke brown, and sap green, and the palette knife. And that would fulfill all 4 of those. Once we play that, these go away. When you score a feature, you move ahead on the chill meter the number of paints that you used in that feature. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, because we have 3 paints. We scored happy little trees, which is right here. We're first, so we get to score 2. Now the next person who paints that feature gets to score 1, and the next person will score none. So we get 2 more. Now we use the palette knife to score happy little trees, and we have the palette knife technique card, so we get 1 extra every time we use a feature that we have a technique card for. Lastly, we check the chill card bonus. If we had used bright red in our happy little trees, we would get an extra chill point, but we did not. As soon as a player has scored all 3 features on a painting, or Bob has moved all the way over to the end of the Bob mover track, that painting is considered finished, and it's time to move on to the next painting. So all players take their colors back. Then you should grab a new painting, or you can flip it over, doesn't matter, and put Bob here in the beginning of this painting as well. And you're ready to paint the next painting. The first player who moves all the way around the chill meter and reaches chill first wins. My name is Brooks, and this has been a board game tutorial on how to play Bob Ross Art of Chill game. Please subscribe and check out our other videos for handy tutorials on other games. Thank you. Cavern.